So if you're watching this video, you are either someone who has no experience with Google Classroom or a little bit of experience and you want to know what all the fuss is about. Well, so let's go to Google Classroom. And I have been using Google Classroom since it was rolled out to the district at the beginning of last year, and I was excited for it to roll out before then because I've been looking for the last couple of years, a really strong way to manage my class materials electronically. I've tried using the Limblom website, I've played around with a couple other services like Schoology, and I haven't found one that works exactly for me because I really like assigning student work through Google Drive, but it doesn't always play as nicely with other systems as I would like. So what we're looking at here, this is my Google Class homepage, and as you can see, I am a teacher of several classes as well as a student in a couple classes. The classes I'm a student in, you can see the picture of the teacher of that class. So let's go back to the basics and start at the beginning. So you log into Google Classroom for the first time, and you need to hit this plus button up at the top. And you want to click on Create Class. And that will give you the option to put a class name in a section. Now once you do that, and say you want to go into your new Honors Economics Civics Period B class, your stream, which is this vertical Facebook feed looking thing here, will be empty. And the most important thing you need to do is get students to join the class. Now, the easiest way is to write the class code on the board here and have the students go to Google Classroom and sign up. The other way is to go to the Students tab right here in the middle and click Invite. And then you can type in any student's name and send them a invitation. Now, all of my students have already accepted the invitation to my class, so I can see them all here. The nice thing about this is if I want to send an email to a couple kids, I'll click Mahari, Kaylin, and Alan, and I can send them an email specifically rather than having to email everybody or look up their emails in a list somewhere else I have written down. Now that you have your students in, you want to build your list of assignments. As you can see, I have a wide variety of things. I've got a couple assignments for students to do. I've posted some materials. I've posted links to work. All of this is done through the circular button down at the lower right hand corner with a plus sign in it. So if you click this and pop it open, it has 4 options: create announcement, create assignment, create question, and reuse post. Create announcement and create assignment are fairly straightforward. If I want to announce something to my class, like tell them, "Hi, you are all doing great," and click post, now all the students will get an email with that announcement in it, and several of the students have push notifications turned on their Google Classroom app on their phone, so they'll get an immediate notification on their phone. Now I don't want to do that late at night, so I'm going to X out of that for now, and it saves it as a draft. So I can always go back and send it to students later on. Let's get rid of that for now. Creating assignment is also fairly straightforward. Title, instructions, due date, and then you got all these links here at the bottom. My favorite is the Google Drive link here. So let's say I need all of my students to complete a assignment about the power of elections. Actually, they just did this, but I'm going to put this in here. Now, I have 3 options. Students can view the file, they can edit the file, or they can make a copy for each student. This last one is the most powerful because it takes my master document and it will make an individual file for each student. So to show you what that looks like, let's go into the actual Unit 2 assessment here. And as I see when I open it up, it's populated on the right hand side with all of the student assessments, and I can see which ones are turned in and done, marked green done there, and which ones are not finished yet. And I didn't have to do any of this. I didn't have to share assignments, I didn't have to create all these pages, and it's all there for me. If I click this folder icon, pops up a new tab, and this will take me to the work in my Google Drive, pre-organized, preset, and ready for me. And again, no student had to do any of the naming conventions. It's really straightforward and easy for teachers to manage. The other two options are to create questions or to reuse a post. Create questions if I want to create a quick poll in the class. This allows students to maybe as a bell ringer or as an exit slip to quickly give me feedback on something, and typically I will turn off students can reply to each other because I don't want it to turn into a comment section, and I'll also turn off students or turn on students can edit answer depending on the task I'm asking them to do. I also like reuse class because now that I'm in my second year of using Google Classroom, I can go back to last year's archived classes and pull assignments out of there to reuse this year. Now, if you're anything like me, my Google Drive gets unorganized at times. So the nice thing about Google Classroom is if you go to this About page and you click the Google Drive folder, it's going to open up, again, a pre-organized, preset folder in Google Drive with all of the assignments, plus all of the handouts I've put up in Google Classroom. Since we have unlimited storage in Google Drive through our CPS Google account, there's no sense not sharing this with students. The last thing I want to show you is, see this 3-line icon over in the corner? Let's pop open the menu, and this gives me a bunch of stuff, all kinds of options in terms of picking classes, the ones I teach and the ones I'm enrolled in. It allows me to see a calendar, and students can see this too with all the due dates for upcoming assignments. The one I like as a teacher is this work option. This allows me to see all of the pending work in my classes and who has done it and who has not done it. This gives me a quick snapshot of what is coming next in my classes. Like, for example, for this presentation, I was made a teacher in the Lindblom staff Google Classroom, and I can see that there's 81 of us who still haven't done our contact information for emergency contacts. And that's really powerful to be able to then go and quickly email students. So that's a really quick overview of some of the basic features of Google Classroom. I'm going to post a bunch of links to more features and more tutorials that hopefully will get you to consider using Google Classroom next year with your students.